In the months prior to Episode 1, with the Sith moving closer to executing their plans for the blockade of Naboo, which would act as a further catalyst to push the galaxy towards events that would further the Sith grand plan, Darth Sidious would recognize that their plans were being threatened. A powerful criminal syndicate called the Black Sun might look to interfere in their control of the Trade Federation's leadership, and for Sidious, there could be no influence from other sources than the Sith. To help solve the situation and protect their plans, Sidious would turn to his apprentice, Darth Maul. After explaining the situation to Maul, Sidious was clear. While the organization would be useful to the plans of the Sith in the future and thus wasn't to be annihilated, it was Maul's duty to ensure that there were no adverse influences on their current plans. He wanted Maul to throw the organization into disarray in the short term. To do so, Sidious wanted Maul to target their leader Alexei Garen and his 9 lieutenants, or Vigos as they were known. To carry out the mission, for the first time, the Dark Lord would give Maul his Sith infiltrator, the Scimitar, explaining Sith apprentices were always owners of special vehicles to serve them. Because there wasn't time to individually hunt down each of the Vigos one by one, Sidious crafted a plan for Maul to first target the Vigo Darnata at his space station, and then the Vigo Morn, which should then reach the other leaders and cause the remaining 7 Vigos to convene within their leader's fortress on Raltir. This is exactly what Maul did. Starting first with Darnata, just as Sidious had foreseen, Maul found the Vigo on his space station, brutally executing him along with all of his enforcers but one, ensuring news of the attack reached the other Vigos and the leader Alexei. Maul then traveled to the homeworld of the Vigo Morn, who before being executed by Maul, confirmed that all remaining Vigos were currently reporting to the fortress on the planet of Raltir. At that point, the Sith achieved exactly what they wanted. The organization's leader and 7 remaining Vigos all in one location to be targeted by Maul. However, just as Sidious would make clear from the start, the final attack wouldn't be easy. Maul's final assault would force him to confront many skilled opponents, specifically pointing out the Nightsister, Maella, who is Alexei's chief protector. While Maul would accurately point out that a Nightsister was not a Sith, Sidious nevertheless wanted his apprentice to stay focused. Ultimately, Sidious was correct in predicting the power of the Nightsister, for as Maul initiated his attack on the fortress, she could sense a disturbance in the Force, recognizing that it wasn't a Jedi approaching, but something she'd never felt before. And while Alexei had faith in his elite enforcers, the Nightsister knew they wouldn't be enough to stop Maul. Eventually, she was proven correct. Despite an onslaught by dozens of the Syndicate's best enforcers, Maul would dispatch all of them. As Maul fought his way to the heart of the fortress, he would again make quick work of those who were referred to as 7 of the deadliest beings in the entire galaxy. Finally, as Maul's path of destruction continued through the fortress, he would ultimately be confronted by Maella before he could get to Alexei. As the Nightsister recognized, the assassin was like her but something different, ordering Alexei to continue his retreat despite his objection, she was determined to confront Maul, removing her sword, which was relatively strong enough to withstand an attack from a lightsaber. As Maul approached, he made it clear he knew exactly who she was when prompted by the Nightsister, but as he told his master Sidious earlier, Maul was confident she lacked the understanding he had as a Sith. With each confident that their opponent had never faced someone like themselves before, the duel erupted between them, as the Nightsister's blade crashed against Maul's lightsaber. But as they traded blows, Maul's strength in lightsaber combat was too much, as his blade was able to shatter the Nightsister's sword, momentarily leaving her unarmed. However, again demonstrating the strength recognized by Sidious, Maella unleashed a barrage of force lightning that hit Maul directly in the chest, and immediately engulfed him. With Maul appearing to be overwhelmed by the assault, dropping to his knees, the Nightsister boasted that Maul was unable to stand before the power of the dark side. But Maul would only become more enraged, and driven by his fury, told the Nightsister she knew nothing of the dark side. Through Maul's resistance to her force lightning, it then became clear to her that Maul was a Sith, but her understanding was ended quickly as Maul's blade cut through her and ended their duel. Maul would go on to complete his mission for Sidious, which we could discuss in another video given the importance of Maul's final confrontation with Alexei. When Maul reported his success to Sidious, his master would directly ask him about the Nightsister, with Maul confidently explaining her end and her failure to defeat him with force lightning. Just as Darth Plagueis had explained to his apprentice Sidious decades earlier, true Force lightning required strength of a sort that only a Sith could command. And while the Nightsister produced a facsimile of the ability, Maul was correct in that she didn't have the same understanding the Sith had, allowing his power with the dark side to withstand her assault. So there we have it, how Darth Maul survived a Force lightning attack by a powerful Nightsister. Thank you very much to all of the Patreon members of Star Wars Reading Club, as your support is so greatly appreciated. You can find all of our social media links and a link to our Star Wars gaming channel in the description below for updates and even more Star Wars content. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions. Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. If not for me, for Darnada.